out of the quad, go into the lecture hall. I gotta write that down. Just, it's not as. I'll get there anyway. Hey, everybody, welcome, Days for Dummies. Hi. Come on into class. We're gonna learn all about this week's shenanigans in Salem. Who these people are, why they're around, why they hate each other, why they love each other, why they're all getting married, why they're all locked in the loony bin. And also, to me, why they all have some sort of celebrity doppelganger in my brain. There were two, especially this week. But before we talk about that, let's get into attendance. Matt. Oh, here. Hey. Kat. Present. Great. All right. And of course, Professor Angela is in the class as well. Hey, Angela.
Of course. Hey, Matt and Kat.
She knows everything there is to know about Days of Our Lives. We're just a couple of dummies who go along for the ride. Kiriakis is here, who is the TA, backing up Angela.
Awesome.
Any sort of quick research, any sort of anecdotal evidence to support something, Kiriakis is here for us.
Awesome.
The way Jakari is, that's a non-paid position. I'm sorry. It's
yes.
Well, he's ready to get this started, and so am I. I'm ready to get this started by talking about celebrity doppelgangers, because I'm going to put off this whole Harris and Ava thing for as long as possible, because I want to torture you two.
We're going to sneak it in, though. Go ahead.
So it was, I don't know, I was just watching, and it really showed up to me on Friday. And it's just silly because I'm a silly man. But there's this one pregnant lady who is a stranger to me. And she's going to get married to Rex. Sarah, I think is her name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've never seen this lady before. I don't know who she is.
And I've been watching very closely. I think Maggie and Victor are her parents.
Maggie is her mother. Victor is not her father.
Okay. But Maggie's married to Victor currently, right?
Yes, Maggie is married to Victor currently, but Sarah predates that.
Okay. So who is her dad?
I honestly don't remember. Jakarius, do you remember who Sarah's dad is?
But he's not on the show anymore, obviously, then.
No. Well, okay. Sarah, she's not played by Alyssa Milano.
No.
Okay. So she's not Phoebe from Charmed.
No.
Okay. Well, that's my first celebrity doppelganger. I just couldn't get that in my brain. I don't know why. Something about the haircut. Something about the.
She has a little Winona Ryder kind of look to me.
Oh, okay, Winona. This is just going to be the doppelganger episode.
Yeah, she's got that little pixie.
Who would be playing these characters in an alternate universe? Sarah Horton is the daughter of Maggie Horton. Says Jakarius.
And Neil Curtis.
Neil and Maggie had Sarah, who we're talking about, who was pregnant by Eric.
Nope.
Because everybody's pregnant by Eric.
Nope. Sarah is pregnant by Xander.
Oh, geez. Xander's the guy with the accent,
close.
Right?
So close, yes.
And Xander, I was introduced to Xander this week. So Xander, whose kid is he? He got parents on the show? Does he have siblings on the show?
Hold on. I know that. I know.
Thank you, Kaiwan. Thank you. Hey, Kaiwan.
I absolutely can't remember.
Jeannie, how are the Eggos? Just let me know in the chat while they look up the answer to who all of these parents are. Xander, he's English or something. Like he's English, and God, Brady doesn't like him. That was Xander, right?
Yeah.
Xander is his son, but her bio dad is Neil Curtis.
Yes.
Oh man, it's just a tidal wave of information here today on Days of Dummies.
It's everybody. A soap opera.
Try to figure it out along with us.
Everybody is
untangle this web along with Matt, Kat, and Angela this week.
Yes.
Kaiwan also coming up as an expert of Days. I didn't realize our audience liked Days of Our Lives so much.
That's good.
Days is a lot of fun. Is the thing.
I'm okay to stay the only dummy in class. It's all right.
It's going to take us a long time to catch up, really. Like, that's something that Angela was saying before we got started. She talked about it a little bit last week, too, where I'm like, I don't know how long this dummies format is going to last. I'm real smart.
I told you. Days brings on so many new characters that were old characters that have history that it's...
I mean,
Really?
I've seen it. I saw it definitely over the last 2 weeks when it comes to just, hey, everybody who's in the loony
Yeah.
bin, we're gonna go on our tour with Steve Burton. Um, you're not a regular part of the show, but you're locked away, so we're gonna go see you. And then I mean, I'm constantly seeing new characters, like again this week, with Rex and Sarah. I don't know who they are, at
Well,
all, but I'm learning.
Well, Sarah and Xander were a very popular couple on Days of Our Lives. And of
Okay.
course, they experienced many, many things, up and downs, presumed death, da, 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 da. And their last go round, she got pregnant, but she found out she was pregnant after they had broken up because she found out that he had returned to his bad boy criminal ways. And when she found out she was pregnant, she left town because she was like, I cannot do this. I can't let him.
So she split. She found out she was she was pregnant, but of course not showing. And she just had to
Yes.
get out of there.
Now, at the same time, she had started seeing her ex-husband Rex again. And so he left with her. They're both doctors. They went to Chicago, and the plan was
But
that
Maggie didn't seem to like him either. Her mom didn't like him either.
he had cheated. It's ironic that, Maggie doesn't like Rex. Rex had cheated on her. Meanwhile, Xander, kidnapped people and was a full-on bad guy. And somehow Maggie has a soft spot for that one.
Yeah, she does, huh? Like, she's like, oh, he's kind of, she didn't say these exact words, but somewhat redeemable.
Yeah.
And he's had just horrible circumstances.
Xander kidnapped Susan and Bonnie. That's why.
He did. Yeah. He did kidnap Susan. It was really creepy, too. I hate clowns. I hate clowns. And when Xander kidnapped them, he was in this really creepy clown mask. And he did it because he was working for Ava.
He did it to creep you out specifically.
It worked.
Absolutely.
He was working for Ava.
I know more than one person that can't stand clowns.
Yeah, it's a pathology for me. It's like, yeah.
But I wonder what that's from, because honestly, I've never even had an opinion about a clown, positive or negative. Either.
Oh, I know exactly what it's from.
Oh, okay.
The original TV miniseries of It.
Oh, okay. So it just creeped right into your very soul and never let go. So that means you love Tim Curry.
I do love Tim Curry.
See, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Deepest fear, also your greatest love.
I know somebody that will, I'm not, I'm seriously saying she will freak the F out. Like screaming, crying, shaking, running down the street. I know someone that freaked out about clowns.
Yeah, I'm not quite there, but yeah.
Well, this person,
it wasn't just the movie that traumatized me, because there was a night in between. It was a TV miniseries, and there was a night in between airings of it. And I babysat for a couple whose decorating motif was clowns. There were everywhere. I mean, there had to have been 500 different clown somethings in this house. The baby's room had clowns. The bathroom had, everywhere. You could not focus your gaze anywhere and there not be clown something.
Oh, that would
intense.
Be a little odd, regardless of what the core was.
Exactly. It really would. It really, really would.
See, my mom, she's a master decorator inside that house. Okay, it's diverse. It's different depending on what room it is, and it's always on the line of too much. It's actually perfect.
Well, a lot of people would say
it's not minimal.
Well, some people would call me minimalist, though. Some people would.
Well, I mean, we'll have to save the rest of this conversation for later, for the next podcast, because we got to talk about redesigning the Chandler Mansion now that it burned down.
Right. All right, so back to
back to glass, everybody.
Yeah, so Sarah does look like a lowercase b. It's the worst pregnancy pillow.
That belly. That belly.
The worst pregnancy pillow I have ever seen in my
It is a
life.
TV pregnancy through and through.
And she does.
It's just, honestly, it's just too big for her.
Mhm.
You know, it's too big for her frame.
What
Right.
if she has triplets or something and doesn't know? Like the doctor is lying. It's some sort of evil OBGYN who's going to take 2 of the babies.
Well, it's possible, but she is also a doctor, and so is Rex. So
She just can't feel 6 little feet kicking. That's all.
yeah, right. Yeah.
That's all.
I don't know. When you're pregnant, sometimes it feels like it's all feet.
I really, I don't think I'm
Feels like a
ever going to
what?
have an experience.
Sometimes when you're pregnant, it feels like it's all feet.
Yeah, it does. But it's not. It's actually elbows and knees more than it is feet and hands. Yeah.
Matt's like, yep, can't relate to this one
I'm
at all.
never going to be able to relate to it, and it's actually it's an unfortunate truth about being a dude is the fact that we're never going to be able to experience what it's like to have a little human inside of you.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
It's gotta
it
be
is a
something
wonderful
super special.
experience for the most part.
It's
It
got to be
is.
like, wow, my whole
It
child
is. It's
is
a
in
wonderful
here.
experience.
Especially at the end, even though you want to be in bed
Yes.
all the time, but it's like, wow, there's a full baby inside of me right now. All I've got to do is just crawl on out and we can hang out.
Yeah, crawl on out. Yeah, that's what
I
happens.
used to, 36 hours in labor with Matt. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Slow crawler, Matt.
He didn't want to come out of there.
I've always wanted to stay young, When it was time to be born, I'm like, no, I want to stay in the womb. When it was time to be a teenager, I'm like, no, I want to stay a little boy.
That's true. I don't want to grow up.
I still walk down the toy aisle. They
So,
should do
do you
soap opera
think that,
fashion figures, man. I'd buy a Justin Kiriakis. Kiriakis.
So, do you think that Susan will go home?
Sarah.
Because they said it, Sarah, because they said toward the end of the week that, when Rex asked her to marry him.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, she's going to go home because, obviously she's going to go home anyway because it's a soap opera. They can't just have her leave with somebody's baby and never come back. But also, Victor's dying.
That's true.
So, and that's her mother's husband. So she's coming home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she going to come home and lie about the paternity then?
Ooh, yeah. Well.
Well, she got to hide her bee, so.
Yeah, I mean,
What is she locked in the attic
I
right
don't
now?
know if she's going to try because, she could try. But, at the very least, Xander's going to be like, well, it could be my baby. You might have slept with him, but you also slept with me.
Well, if they ask her,
there's got to be questions.
Is it an okay answer for her to just be like, don't worry about it? Like, who's the daddy? It's fine. It's none of your business.
Yeah, I don't.
She
I'm
could,
not
but
sure
that wouldn't
Xander
land
will.
very well.
Who's the daddy? I'm the daddy.
Yeah, I don't think that'll go very well.
I'm the mommy and I'm
She
the
could
daddy.
try.
I'm doing this on my own independently because I am wealthy, because I am a character on a soap opera that isn't Elizabeth Baldwin.
But she might wind up going home with her husband on her arm already.
Yeah.
They might hurry up and go get married.
I don't know. Maybe we'll just
Or they even
have
go home.
a quad wedding. We had the double wedding last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. Maybe we'll just get all 4 of these crazy couples together.
Yeah.
Just under the watchful eye of the Lord in some sort of church that doesn't burst into flames because they're all evil.
Well, I don't think they'll wind up being 4 weddings. There were 4 proposals. I don't think there'll be
Quite
4
honestly, I'm not sure any of these are going to end in a wedding.
Well, Eric and Sloane's not going to happen because he's going to find out that Sloane is being all devious about his other baby mama, Nicole.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then she and EJ are going to split up because EJ is going to be like, the heck, lady? Look at me. I'm loaded. I've got a beard. He's got a beard, right?
Yeah, he does.
I'm
And
loaded.
an accent.
I got a beard. I've got an accent. What more could you want out of somebody? And you went for the former priest bartender.
I think EJ and Nicole have the best chance of getting married because while she does still love Eric, she also does love EJ, and they have a long history and have been married before.
There's just so much love in Salem.
Yeah, lots and lots of love.
Eric has gotten 3 women pregnant. He sure has. He's trying to catch up with Sunny Corinthos.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I
Wait,
mean,
So-
Father
he's
Eric
trying to
making up for last
he's
time.
trying to catch up with Stefano Demera. There we go. That's a better reference for this
Yeah.
show.
Stefano.
Oh, Stefano.
Yes. It's all right. You were so close.
Whatever. I've only seen it read or seen
I know.
it written. Yeah.
That
Although
guy's
we
not-
did have What Would Stefano Do? WWSD.
That did actually happen this week. You're right. Or
Yes.
last week, whatever. It happened.
I
at some
gotta
point.
that a
say-
couple of times.
I gotta say, I know it was a little thing, but I loved the little exchange with the sibling, the Demera siblings, with Kristen, EJ, and Chad in the living room, snarking at each other, the little sibling thing they had going on there. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Well, I mean, do we not often get the Demeras together bickering?
Yeah, but not usually in a good-natured way.
Got it.
Usually it's somebody tried to kill somebody way,
They're
and
trying to undercut one another.
that was just like a fun family, it just had a real family feel to it for me that I really enjoyed.
So the other doppelganger that I ran into this week was Linda Hamilton, 90s Linda Hamilton, who's playing Bonnie.
Trying
Yeah.
to think of who Bonnie was.
She's the lady.
She had the sparkly jumpsuit, was painting her toenails in Maggie's living room.
She's got the blonde
She
hair
had the
that goes,
flock-
and it's like,
She
and
like
it's like,
I had to. She got a mullet.
yeah, she's got like really fancy like 80s 90s mullet though. Like I like it. I like it. Like she has not updated. They're sitting on this ancient set. Okay, I don't know how old this set is, but clearly it was built and hasn't been redesigned.
Very
in
Kiriakis mansion, very, very old. Yes.
Like they haven't even bought new furniture for that freaking thing, and I love it. Excuse me, especially with her
She
sitting there
remind
because she's
me of,
also a
like-
throwback to a fashion time of yesteryear. At least in my opinion, I'm dumb. I don't know anything, but throwing all that together, I just felt like I was 6 again. That's all.
Oh,
She
it was.
looks like she was straight out of nighttime, like she was straight out of one of those 80s nighttime soaps, like a
I
dynasty kind of
loved it.
Dallas
I absolutely
kind of
loved it. We do Best Dressed every week at Soap Opera Network, and Michael usually picks it.
SoapOperaNews.net.
And I always, sorry, oh my God, Soap Opera News. Don't tell him I said that. Soap Opera News. Oh my goodness. I'm tired. It's helping people move all weekend. We do Best Dressed at Soap Opera News every week. And Michael usually picks it, but when there's an outfit like that, I really push for it because I love when they do a real soapy outfit.
Well, that was
I mean, do you remember the days in the 80s when, the women would answer the phone, they'd have to take their earring off because it was too big? I loved that.
and her shoulder pad, earring and shoulder pad.
Shoulder pads, earrings, and it was just, I love that. That was one of the
Oh,
great
Dottie.
things about soaps was the over the top outfits and the, just the amazingness of that. So this week we chose Bonnie as our best dressed because that
Oh, there
outfit
you go.
was great.
Awesome. We should work that into the podcast every week. We can find a good picture of the best dressed person. We can share. We can throw it up. I can figure that out. We can roll that in there as some sort of cross promotional thing.
Yes.
I think there's actually a link to the Twitter somewhere in this frame. I think I actually might be down over there. Take a look down over there, folks, in that corner.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep.
Boom. Boom. Anyway, George also thought, Dynasty. I loved it. I loved it. So keep moving forward with this styling for Bonnie. I don't know if this was off of norm or if it's what we can expect going forward, but I'm into it.
She wears a lot of eye-catching outfits. She really does. She's a character that they dress
And
pretty
is
eclectic.
the move. If we were to write and make a new soap to put out there into the world, is the move to set it in the 80s.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Not
Without
modern day
a
anymore. Go
doubt.
back to classic years.
That movie that we were talking about?
Yeah.
That's absolutely going to be 80s.
Okay. I'm with it.
Because think about the game too.
Well, yeah. That would be
That was the heyday.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. 80s soap opera was the bomb.
I feel like that's the way to go. Like do a modern day one. No. That's what the OC is for. I mean, that's not even modern. Look how old my references are. But whatever it is that's in today when it comes to primetime drama. What is
Oh
it?
yeah,
I don't
no,
even
I
know.
am. For me, it's the 80s. That was
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was winter time, wasn't it?
We should do it, or they should do it, not us. I mean, I don't know how to do it. I don't have any money or backers or producers or friends or anything like that. I'm never leave this room. Honestly, I just wait until Sunday to push the camera button.
gets off his little cot.
Just roll on over. I'm chained to this chair, really. Stefano Demera found me as an infant, and this is the only
Yes.
life I've ever known. He's never let me out, and since he never said anything, and then he died.
You're just
So
kind of
he's not
stuck
here.
there.
Is he
Yeah.
presumed dead?
Oh, he's dead.
Victor is dead. Stefano's really most sincerely dead. Victor is, well, he's, as of Friday, his plane was missing.
Right, but the character Stefano, is he?
Stefano is dead. Yes, his character, the actor who played him, is dead as well, and Stefano's
Oh, okay,
really
okay.
most sincerely
That was,
dead. Yes,
that was the final nail in the Stefano coffin,
Yes.
was when they didn't have access to the actor anymore.
yes, yeah, he wouldn't be.
But it
Well, I
sounds like
asked because I know that you said before that no one really dies in Salem.
True, but my caveat was unless the actor dies, and
Okay.
they were so big that they wouldn't recast him, and Stefano is definitely.
unrecastable.
And so
Yeah.
is Victor.
Although,
And
I mean,
so-
they did actually implant. They once implanted Stefano's memories and personality into Steve.
I do remember us
Steve,
talking
like
about
Steve
this.
Johnston? Like Patching?
Yes.
I'm
Oh,
Stefano Demera.
Yes. So he
Takes
did
his
live
patch off, the
again
eyes
for a
grown back.
while that way. But yes.
took his patch off and his eye grew back. That's
Right.
Uh,
Oh my God.
oh my, yeah, I'm with it. Days of Our Lives will do that. Why not?
Yeah.
They can have double possessions. They can have eyes that grow back depending on what personality you are. Oh my
So
gosh.
Matt, can we pivot to the nut house?
Oh, fine. Okay, so Harris Michaels, who was a part of the Michaels family.
It's really just him.
Well, I mean, I
There's
imagine
really-
there's other Michaels out there somewhere.
Yeah, we just
Shawn Michaels.
yeah, from wrestling.
There's that guy. So Shawn Michaels' his brother, Harris, the Heartbreak Man. I'm dumb. These are all wrestling references that I guess are going over Angela's head.
No, I get them. I just, I'm
doesn't
just
think they're
waiting
funny.
patiently. I'm waiting patiently to get to,
Well, whether or not it's stupid, Jeannie, we're gonna talk about it. Unless you're talking about Stefano. Anyway, so he's in the Looney Bin Nut House because he got brainwashed into trying to kill Stefan, not Stefano, but
yes.
Stefan. And then like all these other people are involved in this big drama. And then what's her name? The famous one, the one that Marlena, like hypnotized him. Was like, "Ooh, I'm Kevin Collins." And then broke the programming. And then Harris was like, "Man, you got to send me to the nut house." And she's like, "You don't need to go to the nut house. You're fine. I just fixed you." And then he was like, No. You don't understand. I'm crazy. And there's other characters I need to interact with before I leave the show. And she said, "Okay, you can go to Blackgate or whatever it's called."
Bayview.
Bayview.
Blackgate's I think that's
Yeah, I'm
I
starting
think
to
that's
remember some things.
it's like a Batman.
Yes.
I think Blackgate's a Batman prison. Anyway, so you can go to Bayview and interact with those characters for a while before you bust out or something. So he's there now, and then he hung out with this character named Ava.
Ava Vitale.
Ava Vitale, who's a criminal mastermind, who's a
Mobster.
mobess.
Mobstress.
A mobstress.
Does she remember she's a mobstress?
Yes.
Okay.
Famous.
Yeah, she
famous.
has her memory totally. She didn't lose her memory. She just hallucinates.
She's fractured.
Which makes
Craig.
sense. So which makes sense that she said to him that she thought he was Michael.
Nope, Charlie. Her dead son.
Charlie.
Yes. Her dead son Charlie had drugged her that caused hallucinations
Oh.
when he was alive, obviously.
I like the
yeah.
hallucinations thing.
Yes.
Because they could do anything that they want at any time.
Yeah, they
and
really
just be
can.
like, by the way, Anything that we've shown from Ava's perspective over the last 6 years has just been a massive hallucination, and she's been in the woods the whole time.
Yes. Yeah.
I like Dallas.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, it was all a dream.
The last season was a dream. Don't forget about that.
It was all a dream.
Yes.
Forget about that one. EJ's back, everybody.
I really loved this, and I knew Ron was gonna make me happy because the head writer loves poking fun at General Hospital and Frank any chance he gets.
Because Maurice Bernard's a happy dance that we talked about last week.
Exactly.
Check out that podcast for that anecdote.
Yes. And so I knew that Ron would deliver, and I think he's going to keep delivering. From what I'm hearing, this is going to be an A story between them, and it's going to get a lot of focus. They got to get through Victor's death, but this is, and Ava was pretty much brought back for Steve, for Harris.
For this.
I thought it was great. I thought their chemistry was really great, and they
haven't missed a beat then.
They really haven't.
This pairing.
And I noticed something, my Jason and Carly loving heart. It was really funny because when they gave her the medication to sedate her and he caught her when she was falling, Steve Burton lowered his head and it looked like he was about to kiss the top of her head, but then he quickly put his head up. He used to do that all the time when he was Jason, was kiss the top of Carly's head. So it was like sense memory or something. And he was like, no, wait, I'm not Jason. I can't kiss the top of her head yet. And it was just, I caught that, and it was just really, really funny to me.
Won't be long before they bust out and go to the footbridge.
Well, I loved it because the very next day they're sitting there excusing each other for murdering people. Already making excuses for all of each other's bad actions. I'm like, oh my God, they are Jason and Carly.
We just need. Okay, all right. All right, let's
do no wrong.
Let's elevate it above. We have already, but let's elevate it even further above Days of Our Lives. Clearly, this is Steve Burton and Demera
Braun.
How she said it.
Yes.
Who? So she's Carly number 2 from General Hospital and was on for many, many years.
And then she also played Kim on General Hospital years later.
Right.
Kim Nero.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Also mixed in there with the whole Drew and Jason dynamic thing. So she can't get away from Steve Burton, essentially. Actually, when Steve Burton came back to General Hospital, Demera was like,
she was on there Kim Nero at the time.
And then she tried to RA hurt Franco and then ran off.
Yes.
Anyway. So seeing these two people together is exciting for people who like General Hospital or have a passion for soaps beyond just Days of Our Lives. So it's neat and exciting. Now, this Ron Cavallari, Ron, the head writer of Days of Our Lives, also is the head writer of General Hospital. Was he the head writer when Tamara was on GH?
No, I think he was already gone by then.
Okay.
He was, I want to say he was 2012.
Okay.
So it might have been, he might have done some of her Kim. I can't remember when she first came on as Kim. But no, she was already gone as Carly. Because Laura, she left as Carly in early 2005.
Yeah, March 2005, according to Kiriakis.
Yes. And then Jennifer Bransford came on for a few months.
For a sneeze.
While they were bridging the gap until Laura Wright was available after ending her
to
finish out.
The reason.
Yes, they wanted Laura Wright, but her contract wasn't quite up with Guiding Light, so they had to bridge the gap. Jennifer Bransford was always temporary. Okay. Always temporary. And Maurice Bernard actually campaigned to keep her.
Because that's what he does.
He wanted to keep her because it's what he does. But they're like,
change makes me uncomfortable. Don't change things around me.
Oh, it went deeper than that, but that's a different podcast.
That is a different podcast.
But Laura Wright, they were waiting for her. They wanted her.
Tamara Braun had already been jumping around doing other things, maybe even being Ava Vitale at the time. I don't know her career.
Yeah.
Professor, I have a question.
Was the head writer when
yes, ma'am.
Tamara left. Sorry.
So, he really doesn't recognize her because he said he doesn't recognize her. So does he not know her from the past?
No, I don't think they know each other. I mean, there were rumors that they might, but I don't think that they do. They don't seem to be playing that. because there were rumors that they, were going to have had a relationship, but I think those were just BS rumors. It was just the "Do I know you?" That was her hallucinations thing. I think they're starting a new thing with them. Because I don't think that they're going to do that they actually knew each other.
That was the nod. That was the slight thing that she was talking about. I was like, "Do I know you?" Nah, we don't know each other.
That was like the right.
Yeah. I was just wondering, did they?
No, that was just Ron's wink, wink to Jason and Carly kind of thing.
They must be so excited.
Okay.
You had a chance to talk to Steve Burton recently, didn't you? Is that still a secret? Do I need to dump that?
No, everybody knows that I talked to Steve. The interview's already out there.
Okay. Oh, well, find that on the website.
And I asked him.
Yes.
I said, and I said, Harris is going to Bayview, and there are a lot of rumors about who he might run into there.
Yeah.
And this was before any of it was confirmed, any of it started to air. And he said, "Oh, really? What are the rumors?" And I said, "Well, the number one rumor is Ava." And this is when I knew it was true. Is he said to me, "I know who Ava is." Now, him knowing who Ava was meant that he had worked with her because she had left before he got on the show. And he's one of those actors that he doesn't know much outside of his own storylines. If it doesn't affect his storyline, he's not getting into it. Right. So the fact that he knew who Ava was told me she was back and he was working with her.
Like that old Harrison Ford story of him watching Empire Strikes Back in the theater for the first time. And Luke Skywalker gets his hand cut off and he leans over to Mark Hamill and goes, "I didn't know that happened to you."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with them. I've seen a couple spoiler pictures. I mean, there's not tons because the next few weeks are very, very Victor's death heavy.
Okay, so we're looking at like a month of goodbye to John Aniston.
It's going to be weeks, and there are a lot of fun returns coming. Coming.
Okay, put it in perspective for Mom and I. This is if Monica Quartermain were to leave, Laura were to leave.
This is if Jeannie Francis passed in real life, knock on wood, obviously. I'm not advocating that.
No, I'm just
and they had to do Laura's death on screen.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
While she was still on the show. Okay. Or if Tony Geary had still been on the show and he passed and this is Victor is this is a massive thing. And they're doing the best they can to do a very good tribute to him. Now, I know that there are a lot of people who are upset that they are killing him in a plane crash. They're like, he should have been allowed to die in his sleep or had a heart attack. The problem with that they run into is, in those situations on soap operas, when those kind of deaths happen, you see the people with the person who died, crying over the body, an open casket, and usually actors still alive, obviously. They didn't have that opportunity. He literally worked up until he died. He wanted to. They had stuff written for him after his passing that they had planned for him that they had to then jiggle around.
What did John die from?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a plane crash actually makes sense in that respect. My thing is, I think they honored him the best way they could by allowing him to work as long as he wanted to, by not putting him out to pasture, by not saying we have to wrap this up for the fans kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. They, and it's with the stuff going on with Bo, with, him flying back and forth to Bo, a plane crash isn't that out there,
it's
they have
there. Jakaria said he was really upset when he heard about that. Jakaria, some more information in the chat. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. to me, if somebody soap wise, I don't know, it's a tough thing to juggle, because I can understand why people are feeling this way. They want to respect and honor John Aniston in the way that they feel is the correct way in their hearts. Can't really say that you're wrong about how you feel about that. Maybe wrong about your approach and how you're talking to people about it, but there's nothing wrong with how you feel. But on top of that, though, if a soap character dies in their sleep, has a heart attack, and nothing happens to them other than they just got so old they couldn't continue on anymore, where's the drama? Where do things push forward from that? How does the death of Victor ripple across the canvas other than him just not being there anymore?
Is that the death of Victor will ripple across the canvas a lot. It's going to bring back a lot of people. It's going to shift dynamics with a lot of things. Because, Victor was the head of this family and he ruled them with an iron fist. And even though he had put Maggie in charge of Titan, now he's gone. And he had put Maggie in charge of Titan, but he had put her there. You know what I mean? It was still him controlling things. Mm-hmm. So it's going to affect it's going to, have a lot of effective things, and, the Kiriakis, they have a lot of family dynamics like the Demeras do, a lot of squabbles, a lot of closeness.
So tell me which characters are a Kiriakis?
Ned.
Justin is a Kiriakis.
Who?
Justin Kiriakis, who Wally Kurth plays him.
Okay.
So you saw him.
Tiny head, big muscles. Alex.
Alex is Justin and Angelica's son. Maggie is Victor's widow. Well, will be Victor's widow next week. Xander is his nephew. His brother is Xander's father. Will or Sonny.
There's a Sonny.
It's Sonny, yeah.
There's a Sonny. Why is there a Sonny?
Brady is his grandson.
Call him something different.
Brady or Sonny?
Just Sonny. We can live. Listen, Ava needs to go by a different name. Sonny needs to go by a different name. There's a Finn on Bold and the Beautiful or something that needs to go by his middle name. Call him Anthony. I don't know about another Anthony out there on soaps right now. That's
one of the great things about Bold and the Beautiful. They have Ridge and Thorn. We need some of the characters on Body and Soul.
But, I get it though. In
Sandra, Charlemagne,
in
Thrust.
Today's world,
Thrust. Since that's hilarious.
Since the late 90s, when search engines were a thing, I get why we might have the same name. So if somebody goes Sunny from Soaps, then Days of Our Lives will come up as well.
Yes.
Anyway.
So there's a bazillion Kiriakises, just like there are a bazillion Demeras. It's a wide-reaching family.
Sonny's real name is Jackson. Come on. There's no active Jackson. Okay, there's an extremely part-time Jackson now. But there hadn't been for a very long time.
Well,
Funny teriyaki. Thank you very much, Kaiwan. Trying to figure out what you mean on your voice to text is just it really is one of the highlights of my weekend. Please continue to come. Please.
Yes. So Victor's death will have far-reaching implications.
How will Harris and Ava feel about it?
I'm not sure they'll really care, quite frankly. They'll be interspaced in there a little bit. I've seen a couple spoiler pictures that they're getting closer in Bayview.
Of course, they're going to start making out and doing it. They're going to get those two actors naked.
We haven't gotten those spoiler pictures yet, but I'm hoping for them soon.
Okay. Now, do we need to keep that off of your private drive? Let's see here. And then, how will Rachel react to the death of Victor? Do we anticipate?
Well, I'm not sure Rachel will really care, but I don't know though, because Brady. I guess Rachel is great grandpa. Rachel will be
expecting
affected.
Some Rachel point of view. If we don't get her having a heartfelt,
I don't know. She's living her
Kristen,
best life with mom right now.
Just ice cream before dinner and just long walks through the mansion. You don't even need
every American Girl doll. American Girl dolls as far as the eye can see.
But all the same one.
Oh no, she lets her get all of them.
Oh, all of them.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
All right. That's fine. That's fine. Before you know it, we're going to find out that Rachel has a secret passion for pro wrestling, and she's training on the side. There's going to be the little devil. I don't know how to speak Spanish, but something diablito. You know, La Diablito. She'll have the luchador mask on, and it's going to be great. It's going to be in conjunction with AEW, because that's just how things work. And let's get started on that. Days of Our Lives. We've got a lot of time to figure it out because we're 6 months ahead.
Yes, we do.
A lot of time to figure it out.
So
And they are
little
back in
Rachel,
the swing of things
she's
with
just
filming.
a chip off the old block of her mother, isn't she?
Oh, she is. She is such her mother's daughter, despite Brady's. But the thing is that she is a chip off the old block of both of them, because Brady tries to pretend that he's so far above it and he's the good guy and Kristen's the bad guy, but he's got his stuff too. He really does.
Well, I have to say, I really liked the scene of Brady and his dad, John, and John trying to convince him not to steal that baby. And evidently he got through to him.
Got through. Of course he did. John
got through to him.
Yeah.
But Brady didn't let him know that he got
Marlena are the moral center of Salem.
I did love. And as a tech person, did you love John trying to explain like he knew what the tech actually was, that he had the whole place wired?
Yes. Sometimes an actor just gets technobabble and they're taught how to pronounce things. But they don't really know what any of it is or what it does.
Yeah.
And every once in a while
But it's real great to watch watch Drake do it.
And I can just hear his voice.
That man can spell anything.
You got this whole place wired.
Yeah.
This whole place wired.
Ever since I started working for Black Patch.
Yep. Matt.
So great.
He's just too delicious not to impersonate him.
Even you're impersonating him, which means that it's just too good. It's just too unique. It's too unique. And I really am. I love it.
Also, Days of Our Lives fans, I know that there's been no official announcement made, but Day of Days is in the works for this year in LA. Oh, Matt, you're going to love Day of Days.
How much money does it cost?
It's free.
What?
It's in California. It's in LA. It is a day. They have all of the actors there. They have the executive producer will be there.
We're going to meet the new lady.
Yep. If the writer's strike is over, Ron will be there. They have autographs. They have giveaways. They have Q&A. They have a big. They announce and they play the preview.
Tony was a part of it last year.
They play the promo for the next season that is like for the whole year. It's so great.
They already know.
And it's free.
It's free. It's not a crazy
free. It is happening.
You have to pay to get in.
We're waiting to find it. It's going to be later in the year. It's either going to be November or December. We don't have the exact date yet, but I had messaged the new PR team and they said that it's happening. They just don't have all of the details, but we are on their list to find out as soon as possible because Michael and I are going to try to go. But I thought you'd be very excited about that, Matt, because I know you like the events and, free.
Seems like a good idea. Mom likes to jump in the car and make 6-hour drives too.
It'll just be it's a one-day thing.
It's a day. It's a day of days.
Yes. It's the Day of Days.
I love it. I'm coming.
Yep.
Well, all right, you're at least going to get Mom with that.
I just wanted to let everybody know Day of Days is happening this year.
Ooh,
It'll be November, December time.
By then we'll have a 4-month-old podcast and be able to get behind the velvet rope.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Jeannie, been to Day of Days so many years. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, maybe we'll see you there.
Hey.
Yeah.
Jakari is I'm liking Rachel. Rachel's easy to like. She really is.
She is a really great character. She's going to be fun to watch her. Can you imagine her as a teenager?
Let it get there.
What was the last time
imagine when she is a teenager? She's going to give Jakari. I think Rachel's going to give Sammy a run for her money as a teenager.
Oh, Sammy must have been bad.
Well, as a teenager, Sammy sold her little sister on the black market.
Yeah, she logged into the internet and was like, "I'm selling you to the highest bidder."
Yeah.
Because of jealousy? Is that the reason why she got rid of her? Oh my gosh.
I mean, seriously.
That's about as
That's about as devious as you get.
Yeah.
But that's Sammy.
We got to start a GoFundMe for Jacarius to get him a plane ticket to California for days for days.
Yes.
Big time, long time Days fan. He actually, Jacarius, after show, his post after show, soap after show that he's got on his YouTube channel is primarily Days. His favorite one.
Days is a lot of fun.
Kirsten Boatman's gonna have a baby. He's pregnant.
He is going to have a baby. Him and his wife are expecting baby number 1.
Carson Boatman carrying a baby within his womb for 9 whole months. I don't know how it's going to affect the show, but they showed the sonogram, and I don't know. Do you think his figure's going to snap back?
They're probably not going to write in his pregnancy. I'm thinking that we're going to see him with a lot of big purses, tables, grocery bags.
And what is his character's name again?
Johnny
Demera.
Johnny Demera. He's EJ's son with Sammy.
He didn't get to date Wendy. He lost to Trip, who's I guess Harris's kid or something.
Actually, he's not going to turn out to be Harris's kid.
Okay.
That was the rumor, but they don't know each other. They don't have a history. So I don't know how they're going to retcon that if there's no history.
Just because they don't know each other doesn't mean that it can't be father and son. You don't have to know the father.
Harris and Ava don't know each other.
So Trip is Ava's kid.
Son with Steve.
So Trip Vitale? Oh, Steve Black.
It's Steve Johnson.
John Black.
Yes. If Steve and John got married, he might be Steve Black, or John would be John Johnson.
Ooh.
I think, although that is also because that's a soap opera name, but is there a more boring name? But that would be a great soap opera.
I'm sorry, Marlena, but we gotta separate. I gotta keep Steve in the country. Like, let's do it.
Oh my God!
Let's absolutely do it.
When was the last time they saw his Rachel?
Back to that.
I don't know.
Never.
Finley's been her for a while now.
It's been the baby. The baby grew up on set.
Jacarius, do you know how long has Finley Rose been on? I love her name too.
That
the
is
actress who plays
Finley
Rose Slater.
She needs to hang out with Jophia Love.
Beautiful
Finley
name.
Rose.
How great of a name is that?
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love Finley Rose Slater. And she's such a good little actress too.
Maybe she's going to be one of those actresses that they don't SORAS. You know, there are a few that they don't.
Yeah.
You know, they never SORAS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, yeah. You're thinking of Lucky from General Hospital and Robin from General Hospital, which is a different show.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
That is true, but I mean, Allie Sweeney's been Sammy Horton.
Yeah, she's been in and off of that show for decades, right?
Jacarius says, I think she's been on the show for 2 years, referring to Rachel.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that means, you know, the kid's like 10, so, you know, it's a long time of a little child's life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she's a good little actress. We're gonna, I think, see some good things from her. I like her.
Oh.
Well, I've only seen her on screen like once, and I so far, you know, twice so far.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's going to be fun to watch because she's just
she is. She's just so real devious, and she knows all the secrets and gets all the tea.
Oh my goodness! And now Dimitri's like, you know who we need for our honeymoon? You know who we should bring to our honeymoon? We're gonna keep Lee in the closet. Because what's going to happen, Gwenny, is we're going to consummate our marriage. You're going to go sun yourself on the beach, and then Leo's going to come into the room, and I'm going to get it on again, because as it turns out, I, Dimitri, am a raging sex addict.
Right? That's the impression I got too, Matt. Was like, and how slimy can you be? My goodness, you better give enough space in between to get yourself a washcloth and some soap.
It makes me think of what's his name, Lee Turgson, who was on he's an actor, and he was on Desperate Housewives. He was dating Bree Vandekamp, and he was the addict that wound up sleeping with her son, that made Bree leave him at the bus stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember that?
It just makes me think of that.
Dirty.
Now, a Desperate Housewives podcast is also something we should do at some point because that was a fun show to watch, and I'm going to make Mom rewatch it again at some point with me.
Yeah. And Matthew and I watched every single episode of that show together. Every single one.
Together.
Here's a fun little Rachel factoid that you'll like. Rachel was born in May of 2020. She first appeared on the show in 2019.
Wait a minute.
They did a time jump.
That's right. They did a 5-year time jump about 2 years ago, right? I remember that.
It was in 2019, actually. They had done it too.
Now,
they did a time jump.
What a way to just clear the field on your soap. You know,
right?
Instead of having a disaster that kills 80% of your cast or whatever, we're going to do a wipe by just saying years have passed. What's that like? How did they do it?
Did that really work?
Did they fade
Angela,
in
did
and
that
out?
really
It was
work?
Friday,
Well, then they
2019,
did
and
then they reset, and and she was actually born in May of 2020 on screen.
But okay, so when it comes to like the actual transition of time, was there like a special effect, or did they just start a new episode in a new year? It's New Year's.
Yeah, I don't remember any kind of special anything.
Okay, so December 31st was 2019, and then January 1st was 2024.
It was just...
And I mean, what I would have done would have been like, Happy New Year, Pop, everybody. But then the banner is like 2024, and then
everybody has glasses on that say...
right?
Like, we're really bashing the audience over the head with this. We really want you to know without us putting up like a flashcard saying 5 years later.
That it's, Yeah, right? Yeah. But this is the fun of days, though. This is the... Yeah.
She's 3, but is now 9, says Jeannie. Yeah, I mean, that's the power of SORAS.
That's really exactly. Really is. But they sourced her to a perfect age.
So somebody in comments on one of the other videos was like, what is this term you're using? What is this that you're saying? Because SORAS, 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 it's the soap opera rapid aging syndrome, which is an illness that exists in soapland that is really susceptible when you're young. The younger, actually, the more dangerous it is for you to catch this illness, which rapidly ages you to whatever age you need to be for the most drama at the time.
And sometimes adults are desourced. They make them younger than they had previously made them. They've done it on General Hospital. They did it with Jason Morgan and Drew a bazillion times, according to who they were with. They now have them back to their regular age.
They're simultaneously 42 and 50.
Yes, exactly. When Jason was with Sam and Drew, they made them younger. And now they've put them back up. I mean, Jason used to be a couple years older than Carly.
Yeah.
And now he's a few months older than her.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, gosh.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, at one point, they had him younger than her.
There's a number of examples that I can point to on GH, which makes me just need to know more about Days of Our Lives so we can make appropriate references on this podcast as well.
Yes.
Because, I just don't know what it's like on the Days thing. But like Roger Howarth over on General Hospital has been advanced 10 years in his character's age, according to Twitter at least. I guess when it comes to like the natural expected timeline of this character, he would be 38 or something.
Yes.
Based on when his dad left the show originally.
Right. But they did fix it finally.
But then this week they're like, he's 48 or 49 or something. The 49-year-old doctor or whatever. So they fixed it this time. But then that's an example of just to forget about the real world year, okay?
Exactly.
That doesn't matter. Mom and I say all the time, week is a day, day's a week. Thanksgiving will last a week. But then by the time we're at Christmas, Thanksgiving was a month ago, even though it was literally a week of time 3 weeks ago.
Well, I mean, look at Jason and Carly's wedding day. That thing lasted almost a month.
Right.
Which was fabulous for me, most of it. But I mean, seriously. And then like 2 weeks later, it was Halloween.
Right.
By the, when they correct. They use holidays a lot to correct.
Yes. It changes
say,
of
"All right, we're
seasons
here now."
as well.
Yes.
Now it's wintertime. Now it is
Right.
springtime. Now it is Christmas time.
Matthew knows this about me.
Christmas time.
I love holidays on soap operas.
I'm really
Love
looking forward
it.
to seeing Salem's City Square all
Yes.
decked out for the holidays.
Yes.
Well, you know that Days of Our Lives, before they went to Peacock, they actually did a Christmas. They did a very Salem Christmas. It's still up on Peacock. It was like one of their offshoots because they did the Beyond Salems and they also did a very Salem Christmas.
Is it full of Christmas miracles and love and just happiness and snow and kisses?
Sure.
Well, I mean, is it? I mean,
it's soapy goodness. How about that?
But does it end with like holiday cheer?
Yes.
Okay, because that's what I like. I like holiday cheer at the end.
Yes.
You know, we're going through our struggles.
And I we love a Christmas miracle.
We do.
We love it.
We do.
Oh.
We do. And any sort of Irish priest that can come by and be like, I'm going to just change your lives.
Like Eric Brady.
I'm just going to change the name on the custody document for you, Brady.
I would love one of the Bradys to have an Irish accent. Again, that'd be funny.
Too many accents already in soaps.
Yeah,
more Americans, more jobs.
Yes, but it's the bad accents that I like.
That's a really bad accent on the actor part.
Yes.
Right now. Let's see. So Victor's going to get in a plane crash. I'm just going over my final notes here. And then Alex is Justin's kid was something that I wrote down. It's something I learned this week. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's actually Alex is Justin's kid with Angelica, who was played by Jane Elliott, who plays Wally Kurth's mother on General Hospital.
I saw somebody say that they recast Jane Elliott with Morgan Fairchild. Is that correct?
They did.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that the face that we would expect to be Alex's mom if she were to walk through?
If she were to show up, probably. Although, you never know. They might be able to get Jane Elliott back again, which I think would be hysterical.
That would be super funny.
It would be hysterical.
Oh.
And it would be fun.
Yeah.
But Fairchild was just on GH, wasn't she?
She was on Home and Heart.
She was in Florida, right? Oh, no.
Yeah,
Home and Heart
plays the Home and Heart lady.
Okay.
That evil Home and Heart lady.
Talking about
that was Linda Pearl.
Linda Pearl.
Linda Pearl, and she's on Bold and the Beautiful.
Well, okay.
You know who she's dating in real life? She's just she dates, what's his name? What is his name? He played Bobby on Dallas. Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing. Yeah, that guy.
Oh, Patrick Ewing.
No, wait, Patrick Ewing. That's the basketball player, isn't it? Patrick Duffy.
Patrick Duffy.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry.
I know a basketball player, everybody. Oh my God.
Oh, you know what's really funny is
who am I?
Yeah.
Where am I? What reality is this?
Oh, that is weird, man.
Yeah, so yes, Patrick Duffy and Linda Pearl are together in real life.
I know
They're
Patrick Duffy from Step by Step.
And have been forever. And he plays a recurring role on Bold and the Beautiful. And she recently, last year started as his girlfriend on the show as well.
Yeah, Bold and the Beautiful. That should have been a podcast we were doing because that one's only half an hour long. It'd have been way easier to catch up with. Oh my God.
And Linda Pearl played the
10 hours of soaps
evil,
now.
mean character in Florida.
Yes, she did.
Judith
Chapman was the first recast of Angelica, says Kiriakis.
Who?
Judith Chapman. I don't know who that is. I know who Judith Light is. Then in 2017, Morgan Fairchild took over the role, but then was killed off. But then you know what, Kiriakis is Days of Our Lives. She's alive somewhere.
Days of Our Lives. No one's dead, baby.
See, these are all of the days of our lives because our days of our lives do not come to an end. It's just the sands through the hourglass. Eventually, we're going to turn that son of a bee over, and we're just going to come right back through.
Yes.
Maybe that was the whole symbology the entire time. That's why they use an hourglass, is because you can turn it over and everybody comes right back.
So the hourglass. Okay, that's an old graphic. I know. I've seen it. It's probably been updated.
Was it
but that's
invented by
an
this
old
lady?
Graphic from ever.
You got your book.
I did get my book.
Writing for Daytime Drama.
Writing for Daytime Drama. This is a book that Angela found online
Bible.
for me, and said, if you ever find this, you need to buy it. And there was 2 of them that were available. So I purchased one for $16 plus shipping and handling.
It's out of print, so it's hard to find sometimes.
And then I went back onto the listing, and there was one left on the listing for $56. So I did the right thing at the right time. But this thing was originally published in 1992. But it's written by Jean Rouverol.
who was an OG. She was an OG soap opera writer. Way back.
Invented soaps is what she did.
And she was an OG soap opera writer, and she was blacklisted during the McCarthy era.
For being a commie.
And her husband was also a writer, and they moved the family to Mexico. You're reading that, and I have that as well, but I'm reading a book by her. It was, she kept a journal when they were blacklisted and on the run.
She invented American soaps and telenovelas. I'm making things up. Don't trust me, guys. I'm not.
I know.
I'm not the teacher. Angela, trust what Angela says.
You're probably really, really great at 3 truths and a lie.
I don't know, because then there's the pressure. Like right
or
now,
3 lies and a truth.
I'm podcasting, I'm performing,
I know.
It's a certain flow of the brain.
Do we need a disclaimer?
We
need a disclaimer under Matt's name.
I don't know, but I am going to make a soap opera board game though, and that's going to be fun.
Yes.
So
yes.
Anyway, Mom's got more questions. What's up?
You got cliff notes and you're cheating.
I allow, like my college professors, anything you can write on a note card, you can bring into the test with you.
See, but then you do the smart thing where you're writing red pen and blue pen, and then you get like the old 3D glasses, right? You cover one eye with the blue, and you see all the red writing, and then you cover the other eye with the red, and you see all the blue writing.
I actually had a friend that made things very, 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 very like condensed pretty much everything, very, very small, printed it out, taped it onto a note card, and brought a magnifying glass.
He said, whatever you can do to you, whatever you can fit on this. If you can get the entire textbook on that, good luck.
Yeah.
It's some criminal mastermind stuff. Judith Chapman is the woman from Young and the Restless, says Kaiwan.
Which that does not mean anything to Matt.
Yep, I don't know who
now,
she
if
would
you
be
tell
on
us,
YNR.
you tell me the character, the name of the character from Young and the Restless, I might know.
Judith Chapman came back and played a character that Jeannie Francis has played before on Days. Just all kinds of information about Judith Chapman, and I have no idea who this woman is.
Was Jeannie Francis's character Diana on Days of Our Lives, I think?
I don't know, but somebody on Twitter shared like a thank you video from the cast because they had achieved some sort of something, or it was like 35 years of being on AB.
It was a long time ago. They were number 1.
Oh, okay.
They reached number 1 in the ratings, which was a big deal for them.
So they had the cast like just being all dramatic, being like, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And then I saw Jane Elliott and Jeannie Francis on that thing. So
and it blew your mind.
Last frame.
Well, because I never think of Jeannie Francis outside of Laura, but I know that she was on All My Children. I now know that she was on Days of Our Lives. I'm sure she's been on other things as well that I just don't know about.
I think her character's, if I might be getting soap operas mixed up, but I think her character's name on All My Children was Sierra.
I don't know. It just seemed like these other shows were like, hey, Jeannie, we're going to pay you an extra $100 to come to our show.
I think a lot of that is that. And it's one of those things that's fun. Just like I love whenever I see the picture of Tristan Rogers in the Bold and the Beautiful t-shirt.
Now, if
I didn't know he was on Bold and the Beautiful.
When you're making a soap and you reach out and you grab a star from another, you grab a Jeannie Francis, or you get like, I don't know if Greg Vaughn counts, but you grab somebody from another show and you bring them to yours and you give them the character like Sierra or something. Are you intending for that actor to then be this character forever? Or are you just like, all right, I hope this rating boost works until this person wants to leave?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I don't know that they intend any soap opera character to be forever, especially when you think about some of the most iconic, long-lasting ones were only supposed to be temporary. Luke Spencer.
That's true.
Heard it over and over and over.
They always say that.
It was supposed to be 10 days. It was supposed to
be. But then again, I'm thinking they just hire everybody for 2 to 10 days to start with, because everybody's story is the same. Everybody's story the same. And I thought about it some more. And I was like, well, what is an example of somebody that gets hired for 2 to 10 days, and then that's it for them? And I found it.
What's that?
Elizabeth's parents. They hired those actors for 2 to 10 days. It did not launch. It was not good. And
I don't know though. Her dad came back.
I feel like all of
her dad did a bit thing coming back.
I feel like those scenes were all a part of the original deal. They're just
Quite
like,
possibly.
because they're like, well, I mean, think about how random it was to have. I get Heather and Jeff being in a scene together, but how random was it for those two characters to be in a scene right now? Other than we have to give this guy a day. Let's do Heather and Jeff.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a different show. That's going to be the motto of Days for Dummies is anyway, that's a different show.
Anyway, that's a different show. Yes.
Judith Chapman was the one that played Jill on Young and the Restless.
Okay.
I don't know. That one.
Okay. So she was a replacement Jill for a little while.
I was going to say she had to have been a replacement Jill for a while. Yeah.
Yep.
And then Kat might remember Judith Chapman played Jenny Blake Weber on GH. Says Jeannie. I don't know who Jenny Blake Weber is.
I remember the name. I can't picture the character though.
Well, okay, so she's just been a soap day player for a long time. Just doing the
The
circle.
soap actors,
Doing the circle.
Yeah, hey.
Doing the circle.
It is.
Why not, right? It's a paying gig, baby.
No, screams Jeannie.
Oh, thank you,
I don't know why we're
Kiriakis.
screaming no, Jeannie, and I'm super sorry. I am so sorry for whatever it is that I did to make you yell no. And thank you, Kiriakis. Loving Days for Dummies. Anyway, we've totally lost train of thought. It's 10:22.
Yes, totally. And we didn't cover
we
talk about Ava and Harris enough, but that's okay.
But you know what?
Well, we could go back.
It's
we're
okay.
Early. We can go back there.
I mean,
well, we'll have
need to go
more
prepare
to
for,
talk
for
about.
GH,
you guys have to prep for GH. So
you can continue talking though. I can just I'll just do that.
Well, we'll have more to visit with Harris and Ava in a couple weeks. Harris and Ava.
Oh, there's gonna be so much to talk about these people over the next couple of weeks. We can't just waste it all now.
No, that's true.
I have to compliment Steve Burton though with his scenes with Ava. I thought they were quite good, and I thought they were a little above caliber than the average Steve Burton scene.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good.
I thought.
Good. Okay.
Steve Burton can bring it. That's all I'm saying. Doesn't always bring it, but he
Jeannie
can
was
bring
screaming no at us. Which we're deleted. Jeannie, I'm picking on you. Relax. You don't have to delete the message. But she wants to correct that Judith played Gloria on Young and the Restless.
Gloria on Young and the Restless. Okay. All right.
Oh, I know that character too, and she's a replacement character for that person as well.
Mm-hmm.
Replacement actress for that character as well. And Gloria played Rick Eckert's mom on Young and the Restless. Yeah.
Well, that's Days. That's Young and the Restless for Dummies, folks. I've been Matt. Now, class dismissed. Get out of there. Go enjoy the sunshine. Get a cup of coffee. Have a snack, because you got to go into the medical building that's across the way here, across the street, because it's a very small,
across the quad.
Just a small. You got a college campus here, and then the hospital's just right there. So you're gonna go.
Well, our college has a medical school attached.
Right. That's
we're like PCU.
And then like
we have a law school, a medical school,
and then there's like
culinary institute,
but no apartments.
No on-campus housing.
Anyway, come back to the channel in about half an hour. Come back, hang out with us on the 10th floor for some General Hospital chit chat with Matt and Kat.
Yep.
And lots to cover there. Curtis. Ava. I mean, I don't know. There's stuff to talk about. Anyway, see you then. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And I've been Angela.
And we'll catch you next week right here on Days for Dummies. Class dismissed.